Good morning and welcome to Financial Friday, your end of week financial update from your credit union. Good morning. I am Crystal Parker, Financial Education and Community Outreach Ambassador for the Credit Union, and it's great to be with you today. This week, we're talking about advance payments of the 2021 Child Tax Credit. If you are like many of us, you have questions about this child tax credit and wonder what this means for you and your family, particularly if you have kids. Please keep in mind that the information shared today is based on the information we have as of this week. We are not tax professionals. We are not a financial planner. And so if you have specific questions for your financial circumstances, please be in conversation with a financial planner. So what is this child tax credit? This is something that Americans with children have benefited from in the past, but there are some changes with 2021 tax year. The American Rescue Plan of 2021 has expanded this child tax credit for the 2021 tax year only from what it has been in the past. Previously, the credit was $2,000 per child, and now the credit is $3,600 per year for children between the ages of birth through 5, and children 6 through 17, there is a $3,000 credit. Now, the other big difference from the past is this credit is now fully refundable. Previously, this $2,000 tax credit could bring down the taxes that you owe, potentially down to $0 owed, but you would not receive any of that money back. So if you owed $1,800 in taxes, that would bring down the amount you owe to the IRS, but you would not receive that remaining $200. We'll dig into an example shortly. Some other things to keep in mind is that this credit will increase for many Americans. So $2,000 is certainly less than $3,000. And you will begin receiving these payments as early as July 15th. So from July through December, you'll begin receiving advance payments of this child tax credit. The hope is that this will financially help you by having this in your hands prior to filing your 2021 taxes in 2022. Some other things to keep in mind. Based on your income level, this amount can be reduced or phased out. So what are these amounts? Well, if you are married and filing jointly and make a combined income of $150,000 or more, your head of household making $112,500 a year or more, or if you're single and filing single and make $75,000 or more, it is at those thresholds that the amount will begin to reduce. Okay, so what do you have to do to get this tax credit? Make sure you filed your taxes for 2020. Based on that information, the IRS will determine how much you are eligible. You will also have information on file that hopefully they can direct deposit this amount to you or send you a check. And if you've not filed your taxes, it's recommended that you do so regardless of the child tax credit, but to do so as soon as possible. But it's crucial to ensure that you receive the advance payments of the child tax credit. And if something's changed since you filed your taxes, perhaps you've had another child, you've adopted a child, you have an additional dependent now, or your income has changed, or your filing status has changed, you'll want to make sure that's updated. So how do you do this if you've already filed your taxes? Well, the IRS will have a portal that opens very soon, hopefully by July 1st is what we've read and heard, where you can update your information if it has changed since you filed your 2020 taxes. And if you would prefer not to receive these advance payments between July and December, there's another portal where you can opt out of receiving these payments. So I hope that information is helpful, but you still might have some questions. So what does this look like? If you're receiving monthly advance payments of this child tax credit, what does that look like? So for each child between the ages of 0 and 5, you would receive $300 per month as long as you're below that threshold. And if you have a child between the ages of 6 and 17 and you're beneath that threshold, it could be $250. And so that amount is accrued for however many children you have. If you have one under that it's younger, you get 300 plus 250 for that older child. So it could be 550 a month. Have a third young child, that could be 850 a month. So it just depends on your situation, but for everyone, this would look different. So between July and December, you can receive up to 50% of that child tax credit that you would qualify for. And for each of us, what we qualify for can and could be different. Okay? There's something else we're not going to dig deeply in today, but there's additional ability to claim childcare expenses with this child tax credit with these new rules in 2021. But I feel sometimes to understand this and to kind of see the difference between 2020 and 2021, an example can be helpful. So let's look. So if you are married, filing jointly, have an annual income of $105,000, you have 2 kids, perhaps one is 2 and one is 6, and you owed $2,400 in taxes. With the child tax credit, you would then have in 2020, you'd have $4,000 child tax credit, that child tax credit of $2,000 times 2. You would subtract the $2,400 you owe, and there would be $1,600 remaining of that child tax credit. But because this was non-refundable, your tax return would be $0 federally. But if we look at 2021, same situation, only the kids are older, you're looking at $6,600 in this child tax credit. 2 kids, one at $3,000, one at $3,600. Subtract the $2,400 in taxes owed. Subtract the $3,300 in advance payments between July and December, and the remaining balance is $900. And this is fully refundable, so you could have a refund of $900. The hope is that perhaps this is helping many Americans with having the additional funds in hand that many need. There's the increased cost of childcare that many of us are familiar. And this is different. We don't know if this will continue past 2021, but we do hope that this information helps you to understand what is happening and to make sure that if you have changes to make or would like to opt out of those payments now and to not receive that refund until you file your 2021 taxes in 2022, you'd want to make sure you do that on the IRS portal. I hope this is helpful, and we'll see you again next week for Financial Friday. Bye, everyone.